So hey world, welcome to my channel and welcome to Daryl, The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol, Season 2. No. Well, yeah, technically Daryl Dixon Season 2, but The Book of Carol kind of means Season 2. So, The Book of Carol, Episode 2, review. And commentary and theories. I'm gonna have to change the title because that's why I do for Agatha. All along, I do, it's like a review, commentary, and theories because I talk about literally everything and theories and commentary and whatever. It's like, it's a lot. So I put all of those three words so that y'all know, because this is going to be a long video, okay? Because we got a lot to talk about. And then not only do I have my notes, then I'm going to, sometimes I go deeper in the subjects. So it's even longer than just the notes, just talking about what I pointed out. But yeah, links in the description to my main channel if you want reactions to, literally like whatever video you want. Like just go there and recommend. Like I watch more like vocals videos or vocals reactions or whatever to vocal compilations and stuff like that, but I also watch like try not to laughs and funny compilations. Just recently I did a Heartstopper compilation, like a funny moments of the cast, and the review is coming, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you want reactions, if you want more content from me and covers, definitely check out my main channel. Check also my Patreon, which I also have even more content there. So if you're interested in that, go definitely check it out. And yeah, let's start the review. First thing I pointed out, because they were talking about it like in the beginning of the episode, was the ceremony. And I have some ideas of what the ceremony would be, because I don't know if I'm just too smart or they gave it away. I don't know if there's that I'm super smart that I figured it out or they gave it away, because they were talking about the ceremony and I'm like, ceremony of what? And she wanted to push the ceremony like to be sooner, right? They said he would need to be ready. So in a way, I kind of was thinking about like it has to, if it's something to do with Laurent, it's gonna be something to do with the zombies too, because otherwise they would do the ceremony to other people, but the ceremony is specific to him, so gotta be something to do with zombies. And spoiler alert, this is a spoilered review. If you're watching this, you watched the episode. They're gonna make a zombie bite him to see if it turns, which I don't think he's immune. So if that happens, I think he's gonna die. But the thing is, I don't think it's gonna happen. That's my thing. Because Daryl and Isabel are gonna try and stop the ceremony from happening, right? So they either are successful, or I guess we'll see what happens. But I don't think he's immune, personally. But I guess we will see. So then my second note is the Earth Zombies, which is my nickname. And I called them Earth Zombies. Oh, who's screaming? Girl. I called them Earth Zombies because, I'm currently watching Agatha all along. And so there's an Earth Witch, which, like, she rose from the ground, per se, Rio. Like, the way she came into the Witch's Road, she kind of rose from the ground. And literally, the zombies were, like, all green and stuff. And then there were the ones that, like, rose from the ground. So, literally, like, the Earth, like, the Green Witch. Technically, it's Green Witch, not Earth. But I called them Earth Zombies. So, that's a cool name that I just made up. Which also, again, I kind of knew they were going to be in the earth, in the soil. Because when Carol said, oh, I got this, I got the zombies, I'm like, it's never that easy. When they say that, they're going to kill the zombies, something is going to happen, they're going to be trapped, the zombie's going to get them, and someone's going to have to come help. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. And I'm like, there's going to be a zombie under the earth, the ground, whatever. And lo and behold, exactly, that's where it was. But I did see the trailer, so there was kind of a shot like that in the trailer. So I was kind of, I kind of figured that out, that was going to happen. And then we saw a cute boy. My note is, cute boy with abs made a deal. Listen, I was watching a reaction of Katie. Katie, I'm not gonna say her last name, but she's the one that reacts to The Walking Dead. So like she's the Walking Dead fan. Okay. And she said that guy actually was in season 1. And you know what? I couldn't remember. I thought it was a new character, a new person. And so he was one of the people they rescued, right? And I'm like, okay, let's see what happened to him. He looked like he was in shock or something. And I'm like, but then she opened his shirt and he had no wounds. And I'm like, okay, so then what's happening to him is psychological. He's like in shock because he saw something, they did something psychologically, something like that, right? But then and there, I immediately knew it was just more than that. Because then he said, I made a deal with God so he would bring me back and he would reunite us, him and his girlfriend, whatever. I also don't remember her. And I'm like, you made a deal? Because he didn't say, oh, I asked God to reunite us. I asked the universe to reunite us. No, he said, I made a deal. And I'm like, oh, he made a deal, all right, but it wasn't with God. I immediately knew. Like I said, I'm too smart. I already knew he was in some bullshit. I already knew from just that scene. I knew it was more than him just being in shock and whatever. And then, of course, Laurent got taken. And she came into the room, first of all, and the door was like closed or like jammed. I'm like, oh, whatever. What? And then there was something on the window, like the rope. And I'm like, did Laurent go out the window? Did he put that there because he like went down the window? Like, Laurent, you're crazy. But no, he supposedly was taken. And I'm like, if he was taken, because then they said, oh, 2 men climbed the wall and rescued him. And like Katie said, how did they know which room Laurent was in, first of all? Second of all, the way they said it, oh, it was 2 guys that came in. How do you know it was 2 guys? Specifically. Because supposedly he was holding his head like this, the guard, like he had been injured in the back of the head. If you were hit in the back of the head, how do you know it's 2 people? And then he said specifically, oh, it was the guy with the tattoo on his face. And I'm like, oh, you're definitely lying. You are definitely lying because that's too specific of a description. How do you know all of that and you didn't stop them or tell anybody before? How convenient that you woke up when Isabel woke up and realized he was gone. How convenient. And what bothered me the most was Daryl not noticing any of those signs. That's what bothered me the most, honestly. But I was trying to, the way I was watching, I was like, maybe because he's just worried about Laurent. He doesn't want anything to happen. So if they have a clue, he's just going to follow it. Because then when they went to follow the trail or whatever, because they followed, first of all, they followed the tire tracks. And I'm like, okay, that's too easy because then they literally left the trail to where they went. And then they stopped in the middle of the woods and there was footprints. And I'm like, really? So we have the tire tracks and then the footprints? That's like too obvious. That's made up. That's too obvious. And I'm like, Daryl, you are better than this at tracking. You are going to figure it out. This is fake. This is going to be a trap. Hello? And then he said, oh, we got footprints. Let's follow. And I'm like, is there a footprint of a child? Is there a footprint? Sure, there's the footprints of 2 men, whatever. Is there footprints of a child? Because even if they take Laurent, like they take him on his lap or on his back, whatever, they drove all that way and then they went into the woods. They wouldn't carry Laurent through the woods. He would have been walking. So where are the child footprints? And I'm like, Daryl, if there are no child footprints, then Laurent isn't here. They wouldn't carry him all the way. But like, even if they did, there are a lot of times. And I'm like, Daryl, come on, put 2 and 2 together. But at the same time, I kind of know nothing is going to happen to Daryl. So at the same time that I'm like, you are smarter than this. You could have figured it out. He just didn't figure it out for the plot. So that they fall into the trap, obviously, because I feel like Daryl would have figured out that so quick. Like, he would have like, oh, that's fake. But the way I saw it was like, oh, he was worried about Laurent, so he just wanted to get him back. and he kind of missed some signs. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's why he didn't notice. Yeah, he was just nothing's gonna happen to Daryl. So, let's just see what happens to everyone else except Daryl, because nothing's gonna happen to him. But let's see what happens to everyone else. That's it. But yeah, then I put again, cute guy, very sus, because he is cute. But that was a crime for him to like, for her to cut his curls. He had such a pretty hair with the curls, but he also looked good with the buzz cut. So yeah, he could do both. But it's that should be a crime that he cut the curls. But anyway, then, I mean, supposedly they were in Greenland, or was it Iceland? It's that thing that Iceland is green, but Greenland has like snow, so it's like icy. So it's like the opposite. I don't remember which one it was already, because it was green, so I think it was Iceland. I don't know. So yeah, obviously we meet two new people. Weird as fuck. And they were showing a lot of emphasis in the gun. They were showing a lot of signs. And I did think it was a gun. I didn't even realize that it would be a flare gun. I just thought it was a gun. And then he kind of put the gun on the seat. And I'm like, what? Don't just put the gun on the seat, because what if that fires by accident? And then he was, the way he was like fixing the plane was like in front of the plane. And then the seat was right here. So I'm like, what if something happens to the gun and that shit fires on Ash? Like, you gotta put that away, like, or something happens to Carol, so just put that away. But he just left it there, so whatever. And the name that they gave the zombies was Tupilak, because it was a legend of a monster that ate. It was a monster, whatever, that killed the creator. Something like that. It was something like that. But I kind of like the name, like Tupilak. That's cool. I always love like the way the names that they put. I feel like they also said the name in French later in the episode, but I didn't write that one down. But I love when they give walkers like other nicknames, especially other languages or based on legends and whatever. That's cool. And then this one is so funny because I put two new people seem nice. Listen, this was me being nice. Okay, this was me being nice because I never trust new people that appear. But I'm like, they need to get the friends, so maybe this is just a plot point. They're gonna stop for a little bit and then they go to friends. But in The Walking Dead, I should have known better. I should have known better. They never stop in one place, and the people that they meet on the place they stop, when they get out, they never survive. Never. They always die. The people that they always meet in random places, they always die. And I'm like, because look, I put two new people seem nice, and then I went back to the note and I said, bitch. I literally put bitch in front of the sentence because I'm like, I'm bitch, like to myself. Like, what? But yeah, so apparently they tossed the coin. And you know what? I felt really very weird on that thing, because the way they said it was like, okay, let's kill Carol and let's reproduce with Ash. But first of all, they said that was a plan and that they already had chosen baby names. And I'm like, what if Ash didn't land? What if Carol came alone? What were they going to do? Just kill Carol? First of all? Because they already had the plan, so they were waiting for a man to show up. But that doesn't make sense because no one shows up in Greenland or Iceland, whatever they were. Like, literally, nobody shows up there. They only show up, for the show because it's for the plot. But literally, nobody shows up there. So they had the plan, but they just weren't going to do anything because they weren't going to leave Iceland. They could have had that plan, and then they could have traveled to some other place and try to find people to execute the plan. But no, they just had the plan and stay there in the hopes of someone appears. And then, coincidentally, a man and a woman appear, and a man is exactly what they need, so let's kill the woman. Which also doesn't make sense, because the way the girl said, she was like, oh, you're going to impregnate me, and then you're going to impregnate the other woman. And I was like, but then why do you want to kill Carol? Wouldn't it, if you want to repopulate, wouldn't it make more sense that Ash like gets all of the three women pregnant? Why are they gonna kill Carol? Okay, I'm dumb. I just because she's old, she can't get pregnant. That's why they're gonna kill her. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Why can't Carol get pregnant too? Because she literally can't. You know what? Oh my god, forget I said anything. But still, they had the plan and they weren't going anywhere to execute the plan. So I still think it was weird, but whatever. And then I wrote having children with Ash. Ha ha ha. I mean, I understand. Like, Ash is a fine man. Like, that motherfucker is so fine. I said this in the review of the first episode. You find that hot ass piece of man all alone. He has his own house with electricity, food, everything. He knows how to take care of stuff. He has a plane. We could literally go anywhere. You find that man, and the first thing you do is not have sex with him. Excuse me, Carol. But I understand, Carol, of all people, obviously Carol wouldn't be the person to like have sex. If it was like, I don't know what other character would do that. But yeah, Carol wouldn't. But like, could you imagine? That would be like the dream. Ugh. Wait, what did I wrote? Oh, both dead. They died. I mean, I do gotta say that I kind of felt bad a little for the second one dying. Like, the first one was like, oh, okay. You could also say that the whole thing was really rushed. You could tell that it was just a plot point, so that Ash and Carol have like a setback, and then we develop the Daryl story a little bit, but just a little bit, not too much. Excuse me. And then we have something to spend the time on the episode, but it doesn't really matter because, like I said, that didn't really matter. They stopped in that place, they killed both of them, and they went away. Does it really matter for anything? It doesn't. But it was just a plot for, to make time for the episode. That's what it was. But yeah, the first one died, and I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. We don't care. We knew that was gonna happen. Like, nothing's gonna happen to Carol. Like, what the fuck? The same way nothing's gonna happen to Daryl. Duh. And if something happens, I will sue AMC, period. But yeah, the second one, okay. Carol, she said, oh, will you still take me with you? And Carol was like, yes. And I'm like, you know what? Sure. Let's just say yes because she still has the gun or the crossbow in her hand. Let's just say yes because. But then, in a way, we kind of could have taken her, because she did kill, like, her friend that she was with. So, in my mind, I was like, she might be crazy. She might be still a little crazy. But she wouldn't be crazy enough to do anything on the plane. You know what I mean? So, if she does anything when they get to France, then sure. She's in France. Let her do whatever she wants. But in the plane, I don't think she would have done anything. And then she was saying, oh, I'm finally going to get to use my French that I learned in school. Haha. And then, boom, dead. I was like, oh. My first reaction was like, oh, no. Because she said one thing nice. She said, I'm finally going to be able to use my French. And, instantly, I kind of felt a little bad for her. She just had to say one thing for me to kind of feel a little bit bad for her. That she's not going to be using her French. And because, like, okay, they were coming together. And Ash said, oh, they were going to kill you. And again, if you saw the review for the first episode, you saw, or you heard me saying that I think Ash may be working for the French. Because the way he set up the plane, he built the whole plane without even knowing anything about the planes. Not only built the plane with parts from different planes, which, how does that work? Because I don't think you can make one plane with parts of two separate planes. Because it doesn't work like a car. It's not similar. Like, planes are going to be different. But maybe he had two planes that were similar. Sure. But then he had enough fuel to go to France. So, and the way he said to Carol, he said that it was the first person he killed. And I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense because he was like in his house. He didn't left to go anywhere and except on the plane. So, okay, sure. He never came across anybody. He never had to kill an actual person. But at the same time, he was too quick with the trigger. Like, Carol was coming with the woman. They were coming side by side. And Carol had the crossbow. It's not like the woman had the crossbow and it could look like she was still holding Carol as a prisoner or something. No, Carol had the crossbow, but it was like foggy. Sure, it was like foggy. You could say it's foggy and he didn't really see. But then if it was foggy and he didn't really see, what if he hit Carol? Like, he had to actually see the woman to know to shoot for her. So he could see clearly. And he was too quick with the trigger because the woman said she never killed anybody. But when they were inside the thing and it was with her friend, she said, I never killed anybody. But then she killed her friend. But then it was because of the stressfulness of that situation. They were like, oh, she's going to kill Carol. Oh my God, what do I do? And she just chose to kill her friend. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Ash. Ash had time. It wasn't like Ash wasn't like in literal danger in that specific moment. Like, he was just strapped to the plane. It was like he was just chilling with the handcuffs. He was not in actual danger in that exact moment that he had to shoot her and be like, oh my God, she was going to kill you. She was going to kill you, Carol. I had to. You really didn't. Because she was not going to, like, she wasn't doing anything. You know, it wasn't like the other situation that she had to kill her friend to protect Carol. No, he wasn't in danger. He just chose to shoot her. He was like, oh, I'm chilling here. Boom, dead. So I do think that there's something weird about that. And then he's saying that he never killed anybody, but he was so quick to the trigger when he wasn't in immediate danger. That is sus. If I know sus, like I knew with the bald guy just for the look, I know sus. So something is happening with Ash. He's totally lying about something. Keep that in mind. He's totally lying about something. But yeah, and then of course we go to the trap. Like, we cut to Daryl. We go to the trap. It was the trap. Like, but can I just say I wasn't expecting everybody to betray them. The way I thought the trap was, it was like I thought the guy from the beginning, the cutie with abs, I thought he made a deal with the woman to get like Daryl. You know. So I thought like her people were going to show up, you know, the ones that have the armor. I thought they were going to show up and take Daryl or kill him. But no. It was literally their own people, the same people from the palace or whatever that castle is named. It was literally their own people. And I'm like, oh, shit. Because I thought they were going to be from outside and then they were going to have to fight and then they get out. But no, it was literally their own people. Yeah. So yeah, that whole thing was fucked up. And when they were holding, when the cutie was holding the gun to the other man, and Daryl and Isabel were like in the corner, I thought Isabel was gonna get shot because he had the gun like this, and then the other guy pushed the gun away, but the gun still shot, still like that. It's still fired, not shot, still fired. The gun still fired, so. And like he was aiming at Daryl, he pushes the gun away and the gun still fires. And I'm like, oh, it's going to hit Isabel. Oh, we're fucked. But then no. And then she picked up the gun and she killed him. And I'm like, oh, okay, you better, bitch. Because I thought, okay, Daryl's going to kill him. Okay, yeah, and move on. But no, Isabel was the one that killed him. And I'm like, okay, you better do something, girl. Like, I actually like that it was her that killed him and not Daryl. Because like, you put Laurent in danger. You took Laurent. You made all this bad shit happen. You're dead. I like that. Period. Love it. And then, yeah, the ceremony, like I said, it was a test for the immunity. They confirmed it and I'm like, okay, I'm super smart because I already knew it was going to have something to do with Laurent and a zombie. Duh, that was like super obvious. But still, it's like, oh, let's see where they go because it could still have more to it. But no, it's literally they're just gonna test him to see if he turns. I'm like, okay, yeah, great. Go kill a child to see if he's immune to the zombie or not, without even being certain. Yeah, like that they are so psychotic. Everyone in that palace, like what? Um, and then they get to Paris. Yay! And Carol is still lying. You know, sometimes she makes a face when I'm like, she's gonna tell Ash the truth. She regrets it. She regrets lying to him, so she's gonna tell him the truth. But then she speaks and she doesn't say the truth, and I'm like, oh. And she just speaks and she keeps lying, and I'm like, oh. I wanted her to tell Ash the truth because I'm worried that obviously we got the plane, but the plane can't fit everybody. If you think about it, like Ash, Carol, Daryl, Isabel, and Laurent. It's 5 people. I don't think that plane can fit 5 people. Like 3 people and a child maximum. Something like that. You know what I mean? So if it's Daryl, Carol, and Laurent, which is the child, then we can possibly put another person. So one of them is gonna have to die. I do think one of them is gonna die. It's either gonna be Isabel or it's gonna be Ash. Yeah. Because then she asked Ash to stay behind. And he just stayed. And I'm like, what? Because Ash is also he's not seeing the signs that Carol is lying. Because the way the narrative she had, it was like, oh, I've been out in this world a long time, so I know what I'm doing. And I'm like, yeah, but you're still in a different country. You don't know the language. So even though it's the apocalypse, a lot could happen. So I feel like either Ash is ignoring the signs on purpose and he knows Carol is lying because he's also lying about something. Or he's just hopeful and wants to help Carol. Because how are you going to stay 2 weeks in France waiting for her? Like, you don't even know her. But yeah. And then she went into the city. She made a trail with the flower or the whatever it was in the truck. That was so funny. The way and she was just following the trail. Nobody else noticed that there was literally a trail on the road or whatever. Yeah. And then, yeah, I put Isabel or Ash because I do think one of them is dying. If Ash dies, I hope Carol is by his side so that she can tell him the truth. I want her to tell him the truth before he dies. I don't want him to die and then they go back to the plane and he's already dead. No, I want them to say goodbye to each other if he dies. And then if it's Isabel, it's going to be fucked. Because now she and Daryl just kissed. So, fucked. But I do think it's going to be one of them. One of them dies. But they can also be bold enough to, actually bite Laurent. And he turns and he dies too. So I don't know. I don't know what they could do. Honestly, I don't know. Because they are renewed for season 3. So, again, I don't know. Maybe they don't even get out of France. Maybe they just stay there. I don't know. Okay, what else did I say? Yeah, they kissed, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was it. Yeah. The episode ended. How did the episode end? Oh, Carol going into the truck. Yes. I feel like she could have stayed out of trouble. Because I was like, she didn't need to go in the middle of the people. Like, if she wanted some food, sure. But then she didn't need to, fight the guard. She could have just got out. And then she went into the truck and whatever. I guess they made her go into the truck. So, let's see what's going to happen with her in there. And then we also saw the guy from season 1. The one that was supposed to be a villain. That was after Daryl for vengeance. I think it was. For vengeance. Yeah. He was being tortured because he knows the location where they're at, but he's not telling her. So he could be an ally because he's being tortured, but still he doesn't give the location where they are. If I remember correctly, I think he does know where they are, but maybe he doesn't, because I don't remember. I don't know what reason he would have to protect them if he was a villain, the season 1. But yeah, I don't know what reason he could have, but whatever. But yeah, that's it for the episode. We'll see if he becomes an ally, if they're going to rescue him because he is being tortured. to not tell their location, so he could be an ally in the future. But yeah, that's it for the episode. I guess we'll see what's gonna happen in episode 3. I have, you know, a lot of questions, a lot of theories, whatever. Everything I just said, you know, we'll see what's gonna happen. So yeah, I mean, I guess let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know everything you think about the show, about the episode. I will be back for episode 3 next week, so stay tuned for that. Stay also tuned for other reviews of other shows, if you watch them, if you're not, if you do not, I guess. And other content on this channel. And yeah, I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye.